Hi everyone, if you're an existing subscriber, hello and welcome back. If you're new to my channel, hello, welcome, and why not hit subscribe now? I'm your host, Alicia Victoria Keane, and I've been interviewing inspirational people and businesses to find out how and why they inspire others. This week, I interviewed influencer Charlotte Price. Here's how it went. Hello and welcome to the channel. To begin with, if you could just introduce who are you and what do you do?
Hello, so my name is Charlotte Price and I'm 22 years old and I've recently just graduated from the University of Lincoln and I'm currently doing social media full time, so Instagram, YouTube, a little bit of everything. So yeah.
What made you go down the social media route? Did you study that at university or?
No, I actually studied forensic science at university, so something very, very different, very academic. And then my social media was sort of like a really nice creative outlet for me. And I just sort of wanted to go in there to originally just because I really enjoyed creating stuff and posting it online and finding people who had a similar interest to me. But I also now use it to try and like empower and uplift other people because it's something that's helped me throughout my like teenage years and adult life. So something that I wanted to try and put stuff out there to hopefully help other people too.
So why social media? Obviously, you've grown your following quite a bit this year as well, but why? What made you decide to go down the social media route?
I think it's because this is going to sound so sad, but in real life, I never really like I have real life friends,
Mhm.
but um at school I didn't really have like a close friendship group for the whole thing, and I don't know, I just sort of found my people online and other people who really enjoyed like putting themselves out there and sharing stuff online. So for me it's more of like the community that social media brings is something that I really liked about social media rather than anything else creative outside of the internet, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's why I really enjoy social media.
So I'd just quite like to zoom in on what you just said about not having like a close friendship group. Did you ever struggle at any point at school with not having like a secure group?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I feel like it's made me a lot more like conscious of like letting people in like in my adult life. I think just because I think everyone's a bit immature at school to some extent. Like I bet there's people out there that probably think the same of me. Like I was probably really immature at school, but I think it was just really hard to like build like a trustworthy like friendship group, I feel like, at school, and everyone's always talking and things are always going on. And then obviously it made it a little bit more difficult when I started doing YouTube and stuff and people sort of judging because it's so out of the ordinary, which is fair enough because not everyone sits at home and speaks to a camera. But yeah, I definitely feel like it sort of maybe made me a little bit more cautious.
So
Mm.
what made you keep going? Obviously, if you started your YouTube and people at school were not
Yeah.
supportive, how did you find the courage to keep going through that and just kind of say, do you know what, I don't care what you think, I'm just going to do what I want to do?
I think I sort of distanced myself a lot from school, especially in sixth form. I went through like quite a bad time in sixth form, and it's when I sort of like realized that I was going through a really bad mental health sort of struggle and went really low. And I sort of like took myself sort of out of the equation a bit, and I just sort of like focused on myself. Like I didn't really go into school as much. Like I could study at home.
Mhm.
So I did that little bit more and just distanced myself, sat in the library on my own and just sort of like focused on getting my grades so that I could like start afresh at university. So yeah.
For someone watching this who might be going through the same thing as what you went through, what would you say to them?
I definitely say to keep sticking at it because that's how I am like here today, because I just kept going. And I'd say to just focus on what makes you happy. And if you enjoy uploading photos to the internet, do it. If you enjoy playing a certain sport and other people are judgmental about that or just anything else in life, I think you've got to just be selfish and remind yourself like why you're doing the thing that you do. It's because you enjoy it and you love it so much. And it really doesn't matter what other people think, because as you grow older, people will be more supportive and probably congratulate you on your successes, even though they were the people who were judging you before. And yeah, just keep going because you've just got to make yourself happy at the end of the day.
And what
Yeah.
would you say to those people who weren't supportive?
Oh God. God, I've got to just keep tone it down. I could probably swear, but no, I think now to be more mature, it would just be like, I mean, look where we are now. Like a lot of the people who probably were doing that are not succeeding or like doing anything with their lives. It's usually people who were taking out a lot of insecurities about themselves onto other people, and just it's a lot of jealousy, I guess. So I just say I hope that they can find something in their life that they enjoy and that they can focus on, rather than like focusing on other people's lives and making other people's lives not great.
Like, most definitely, completely with you on that one. Going back to university and studying forensic science, when you came out of university and you decided to go down more of the social media route, did you ever think, like, because I'm not doing what I studied, I've kind of wasted time? Or
Yeah, I feel like this is something that's definitely gone through my head quite a lot, because when I came out of university, I was like planning to do a bit of traveling and then start forensic science. But I think, especially because I was finishing my uni degree as all of the pandemic kicked off, I sort of realized that life is way too short. And right now, I'm really enjoying social media. So I've got my degree. So I can always go back and do that when I'm a bit more settled in life. I can still go and travel, film, do all my social media stuff whilst it's still thriving, I guess. And then I've always got my degree to fall back on in the end. So I think regardless, I learned many things at university. I've learned so many like different skills and things that are outside of my degree, like living alone, like balancing my time, money, like so many different things, like renting a place for the first time. I don't think it's all like about focusing on my degree. I think my university experience was great, and I think I will still use my degree in the future, maybe later on when I'm a bit more settled in life. Yeah.
have them life skills helped you to develop your social media following?
Definitely. I think before I used to be very insecure, I think from school and stuff, and being very shy. And I think now that I've like rented my first place, like moved in with friends, and like spoken in front of a large group of people, like in lectures and things, I think it's just given me that more confidence to post more things on social media, open up a little bit more. And yeah, I think it's really benefited my social media too.
You do a lot on social media about like self-love.
Mhm.
Now, there's a bit of a controversy with social media about it can kind of knock people back because of certain comments or if you don't get certain likes.
Yeah.
So, where does the self love come into it?
I think for me, I found myself in that sort of like toxic headspace where I was following accounts that made me feel rubbish about myself, that didn't look like me. So I was obviously comparing myself a lot. And that's when I sort of realized I want to use my social media to take away from that and sort of like alter people's mindsets and make people like have a positive space online where people wouldn't feel so toxic and like in a rut with themselves. So that's sort of what like inspired me to start creating my content, and I'm glad that it's enabled hopefully other people to feel good in themselves, and that there are so many different like body types, shapes, and things in the world that people didn't even realize before. Like it's so nice to like see messages come in, or like see some of my DMs where I can help people that I've never met in real life. Like it's still so strange to me. I feel like I don't have that impact on people, but that was my aim at the end of the day. So if it can just make one person feel better, then I've done my job.
And that's really lovely for you to say. You have also recently started podcasting and your own business.
Mhm. Yeah.
I want to talk about both of them, but first of all, if you could just explain what you talk about in your podcast.
So my podcast is with four of my other social media friends. I met them all in from social media in different ways as well. Like we didn't all come together as one, which is quite interesting as well. Going back to the what we were talking about earlier about social media friends. And it's called From the Drafts, and we sort of talk about behind the scenes of social media, things that people aren't very open about online, like money, contracts, and working with brands, that sort of thing. And then we're also going to be like delving into taboo topics such as contraception, sex, relationships, periods, things that aren't very spoken about much online. So yeah.
And how's it going? I've seen that you've done a few episodes already.
Yeah, so two are currently live. We've recorded two of them. So we're like trying to bulk it because we're all very busy and doing like different things in life. So yeah, we're very excited and they seem to be going down well so far. So hopefully it continues, and yeah, I'm really excited about it.
That's fantastic. And alongside that, you've also got your business.
Hmm. Yes, I
How's
have
that
it.
about?
So me and my best friend Carrie, we again met through social media. She's also in the podcast, and we are both very passionate about Instagram. We really love it. We think it is a great place to like inspire and lift people up. And we had this idea sort of in the pipeline for probably like 6 months before it actually happened. Like we really wanted to make something that would help other people. And at the beginning of lockdown, it sort of like was all brought forward because we had that more time to like sit, work together. It was obviously difficult doing it over FaceTime or Zoom, but we have our business. It's called Consistency. It's a like social media growth and like e-commerce platform. We currently just sell digital products at the minute because it was like our first sort of like step into the business world, and it's going really well, which is amazing. So we do stuff to do with like organically growing your Instagram account, like how to pitch to brands, work with brands, sort of what we're talking about in the podcast, but a little bit more in depth, and hopefully helping people start their like social media careers, which is great.
That is great. Can we have a little bit of an insight to how you found the best way to grow your social media platform?
Yes, so I would say definitely the fact that I have quite a specific niche with the whole self-love and body acceptance. So if you've got a niche, it will make people think of like you when they go back to looking for someone with that sort of topic that they just like talk about or like delve into. So if someone thinks about self-love or body acceptance, they might like come to my platform because they know that I create that sort of content. So having a niche I think is very important, whether that's like you focus on food or like reviewing restaurants. I think then people would go back to you. So having a like direct niche is really helpful. And then actually growing itself, it has to be hashtags. I think people really don't understand like how hashtags can really branch your platform out. You can use 30 on your like feed posts, and you can use 10 hashtags on your stories like maximum. So I'd say definitely use them, because it can help get your stuff reached out to a lot of people, and make sure you're using hashtags that are specific to what your content is, because it will bring that right audience in.
First of all, obviously you said about the hashtags.
Mhm.
How do you find like a good hashtag that relates to what you're talking about?
I think you have to have like a generic one. You have to have like a good mix of like ones that are popular and ones that are a little bit more smaller and probably made by other like bloggers and stuff. So for example, if you're uploading a photo of like your makeup, you could hashtag like beauty makeup, beauty blogger, makeup blogger, which are like more generic, and then maybe go like Christmas makeup, Christmas eyeshadow, glittery eyeshadow, and then maybe like hashtagging some brands, because then that might get you noticed by brands who might repost you, and again increase your reach. And then also just sort of like having a nosy at what other bloggers who are in that niche are also hashtagging. So I'd say like get some inspiration from other people who are in the same industry niche, if that makes sense. And yeah, I think it just is sort of a bit more exploration and experimenting with which hashtags work best for your account and you. And then making sure you run a business account so you can look at those insights and see if your hashtags are working and whether you need to change them up for like a next post or something. Yeah.
So is it a lot about like reading your analytics?
Yeah, definitely. I think when you understand your insights, you'll be able to like see what your audience like, pick out what you like, and sort of like merge them together so you're creating content that you love and also content that other people want to see too.
Okay, and in terms of like following people,
Mhm.
do you think it helps if you follow quite a few people of like similar accounts, or if you like quite a few other posts of similar accounts, does that help boost it?
Yeah, definitely. I think if you're following people who do similar things to you, I think you can also make friendships and connections with them, which is amazing. You could even maybe collaborate if you think that would be something great, like proposing a collaboration could work really well. Definitely, I think that even more so than the following, I think engaging with other people's posts will make your name come up higher on their algorithm, because everyone's algorithm is different depending on what photos you like, what content you save and comment on. That's what you're going to see more on your Instagram feed. So if you're popping up more on theirs, you're more likely to pop up on more people. If you're liking different people's photos, you're gonna obviously be raised on the algorithm, which is very obviously very helpful if you're looking to grow your account.
What's the main thing about the algorithm? Obviously, a lot of people who are watching this might not even know what the algorithm is for a start. So if you could just quickly explain what it is and yeah, what's the main thing?
Yeah, so I think essentially the algorithm is what Instagram, it changes here and there depending on new features that Instagram bring out. Like they've just brought out the guides, they brought out reels in August, and loads of different things that obviously people are really enjoying, especially during the pandemic. I feel like it's helped like keep Instagram a bit more exciting and for things to do. And the algorithm essentially sees what you like, what you comment on. It'll even probably like register how long you're like staring at a post or something, and like the seconds you're staring at a post. I've read obviously quite a lot about it, like researching and stuff. And so yeah, it will literally basically register every move that you do on Instagram, and it will curate your feed depending on it. So if you're liking all your friends posts, your friends posts are going to be at the top of your feed, at the top of your like story buttons at the top of your screen and everything. So the more you're liking and engaging with other people's photos, the more that you're obviously going to get boosted up to the top of their page, as well as their photos are going to be popping up more on yours.
It's amazing how much of Instagram we don't necessarily see and what goes on sort of behind the scenes.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you ever worry that if Instagram, I don't know, went down tomorrow and the app just got deleted, or ever worried that then all your following's gone and social media, that's it?
Absolutely. Like I think everyone who's in social media and has a sort of career in social media does worry about something like that, but that's why I think it's always good to have like a variety of platforms. So I'm also on YouTube, TikTok, I've got my blog, so I've also got other platforms in case one does go down, which obviously is good. So make sure you're cross promoting. If you are looking to grow your social media, make sure you're cross promoting your other platforms in case something like that did happen. But yeah, again I've also got my degree, which is what I always wanted to do. I was always very academic. Like I really enjoyed learning stuff at school, so I knew I was always going to go and do like sort of a degree. So yeah, at least I've got my degree, I think, and other platforms in case Instagram did go down. But yeah, I do say what you're saying, I am scared. I always do get a bit scared about that.
Right, well, thank you very much for sharing that.
That's all right.
Finally, I do have 10 very quick questions.
Okay, go for it.
Cool, are you ready?
Yeah.
Right, favourite Christmas film?
Miracle on 34th Street.
Okay, I've not seen that.
It's lovely.
Oh, I
It's
might have
lovely.
to
My
give it a
favorite.
watch.
Yeah.
Who's your favourite film character?
Oh, film character. Oh God. I think it would have to be, I really love musicals, and Les Miserables, like the recent edition has come out, and I think I'd have to say Samantha Barks, who plays Eponine in it.
Okay. What has been your most embarrassing moment?
Oh, embarrassing moment. Oh, probably at university when my video came up after a recommended one in front of the whole lecture theatre. So it started like playing my YouTube video in front of everyone, and it was quite embarrassing. Yeah, I'd probably
Really?
say yeah.
Okay. Christmas pudding, yes or no?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like Christmas pudding. I'd rather just like a normal chocolate cake. I don't really like fruity puddings.
I have to say I'm with you on that one. So yeah, I don't like
Yeah,
Christmas pudding.
yeah.
Jam or custard donuts?
Jam all the way. Jam's elite.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you go the other way?
I would, yeah. No, I'd have to go custard, I think.
Yeah, I love jam.
Mm. Next question. If you could have anyone as a guest on your podcast, who would you want to be on there?
Ooh, I love In the Fro. I don't know if you have heard of her. She's like quite a big blogger,
Okay.
um, focuses a lot on fashion, but she's done like a PhD. She's just very like inspirational and like a massive female entrepreneur. So I'd love to have her on the podcast chatting about like social media. That would be
Okay.
great. Mhm.
What's your favourite item of clothing?
Oh, I think it would have to be a trench coat. Like I just think a trench coat can really like add something to an outfit. So yeah, I love my beige trench coat that I got from H&M a few years ago in the sale.
Hmm. Would you rather have baubles for
Mhm.
ears or
Okay.
tinsel for legs?
Oh, baubles for ears for sure. I know it's a bit, I feel like it would be very funny, but I just think tinsel, you would be like all over the place, wouldn't you, if they were your legs? So flimsy.
Yeah, you would, to be fair, wouldn't you? What's been the best part about your social media?
I think just building like a community with people who follow me and also people who also are in the same industry. So yeah, building like a really like positive, nice network online has just been amazing.
Question, where do you see your career going?
I hope I just get to keep doing what I do. Maybe when everything's a bit more safe in the world, to do a lot more traveling with it. And yeah, just to travel, sort of expand the business with Carrie, and yeah, just see where it goes. Hopefully work with some other amazing brands that I've got on like my like bucket list. So yeah, that'll be amazing.
That's the final of the 10 quick questions. Thank you very much.
That's all right. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. It's so great that Charlotte's decided to share positivity throughout her page and influence others. It's also really great to hear about people on social media becoming friends and a family environment and supporting one another. Now, you can follow Charlotte at the links here. If you have someone that inspires you, comment below. I'm always so interested to find out who others find inspirational. Likewise, if you have an inspirational story to tell or think that your story could help others, comment below, drop me a message on social media, or even drop me an email. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know what you think, and don't forget to hit subscribe. See you all on Sunday. See you later.